Anyway, we got these monuments that are coming down. The Marxists are trying to expunge our history. And I'm sorry, the leftist organizations that are doing this. We got sappy evangelicals. I am so nauseous. I won't mention names because I'll regret it. I'll either get convicted by the Lord or my wife will tell me. But I want to name some names right now. I'm talking about weak, nauseatingly weak evangelical leaders who are, oh, this is so painful a time for me. Oh, this is painful. My wife, my daughter. Anyone that has I got a wife, I got a daughter. I'm going to tell you something. Anytime my wife and my daughter are making a stronger point than me, I'm weak. I should be making the point. I should be like leading to some degree, not like following my daughter and my wife in a broadcast and talking about how conflicted and pained I am. It's like, oh, shut up. I mean, if you, when the left is trying to manipulate you emotionally and mentally, snap out of it. Recognize what's going on. Don't give them the satisfaction of controlling. It's one thing if they control the mob and the media. Do they have to control your brain too? Well, it's okay. One good thing is going to come out of this. One good thing, I'm telling you, one good thing is going to come out of this. I'm sorry I'm doing, I'm getting back on remember my Periscope days? What time? I got this stupid digital watch. My staff gets it for me. What the heck? You're supposed to be able to flip you're supposed to be able to now there it is. See? Now it's on. How many times did I have to flip my wrist to get the watch on? Did you see how many times? I'm flipping. I should actually be in the Trump administration. I understand this, man, because in some ways I'm narcissistic too, in my own way. Everybody who knows me and loves me know that I'm absorbed with you and the Lord and the ideas that I've gotten. I rant at night. I'm getting back to my old self. I wasn't doing this for a long time. And then my friend Bert called me up and he said, you're doing TV, the TV's great, but I'm going to tell you something. You're working with papers too much. You're trying to, you're kind of like, you're focused. It's like, just lighten up and let her rip. And I said, well, that's not very professional. I mean, I should be doing it at a normal TV show, just like Tucker Carlson. I love Tucker. He talks in the monologue and he's sitting up and he's talking and he's saying something intelligent and I'm listening. And he goes, Bert goes, we're not used to that. I guess he's not used to an intelligent rant from me. We like the rant. Just go, you're intelligent, just rant. So I'm telling you right now, I'm not cleaning up my room anymore. It's a mess, but this is the way it is. This is the way, there's the mad scientist in me. This is just the way it is. And it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't care. It's 3 o'clock. Wait a second. You haven't even heard me lead you in prayer yet. Remember how we used to do the prayer meetings at midnight? 1 in the morning, we'd be roaring in prayer. I don't care. I'm Pentecostal. What do I care? If people know I'm Pentecostal, what do I care? Most of these people are talking like idiots on the left anyway, and they're speaking English. I might as well speak in tongues. It makes more sense to me than their English. Anyway, so I'm back. I'm just going to do this. If it's 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, that's why you can watch it when you want to watch it, right? You watch it, when you wake up. Be normal. One night I was doing this. I was going, it's amazing. There's so many of you are up. Like right now, I got 1.5 thousand people. Imagine a meeting with 1.5 thousand people. And I'm saying, this is fantastic. You guys are up with me tonight. And then I found out that my audience was all from Australia. Everybody in Australia, they're saying, hey, this is like, 11, 10 in the afternoon. This isn't, 2 in the morning. Anyway, Donald Trump is back. He's back. We got 100 days to switch this thing around. Oh, my God. Do you understand the consequences that's going to happen? Joe Biden is half brain dead. I mean, I'm sorry about this. I'm sorry, but they should throw the towel in and put someone else in. I'm predicting Kamala Harris any day. I want credit for this. And if Biden comes out and talks about anybody else, it'll be a shock to me. I'm saying Kamala Harris. I have an instinct about this. I had a dream about Trump coming down the escalator before he came down the escalator. And I said, this is the chaos president, when nobody else believed me. And everybody was on, oh my gosh, they were in I'm telling them it's Donald Trump. Nobody listens to me. People don't listen to me. I got friends of mine. I'm going to be on Ben Carson's committee. What do you think, Lance? Go on Ben Carson's committee. I just got done telling you Donald Trump's supposed to be the guy, and you're going to go on Ben Carson's committee. Anyway, where was I? I was here. But, so we're going to be doing the broadcasts a little bit more like this. See, the chips will fall where they may. But we got 100 days with to make sure that America gets saved and that Western civilization doesn't collapse. And don't think it's a done deal. Let me tell you something. Looking at how the Christians are showing, looking at how people are being recruited. Black Lives Matter. Go to their website. Go to the website quickly before they change it. It's what Black Lives Matter is a brilliant piece of branding. Of course, it's a perfect thing. It's like, it's like if there was another era of time right now and it was like, don't rape women. Oh man, I'm part of Don't Rape Women. But then you go to the website and you find out we're all about gay marriages and we're all about destroying the Western civilization and we're all about the rule of Lenin and Marxism. And you go, well, that's weird. Don't rape women. But that's what Black Lives Matter is. I'm sorry. Everybody's going to be all freaking out over this. But that's what it is. Everybody, every Pentecostal and every charismatic and every evangelical I know, we've made more progress with the race relations than anybody. Our problem is we don't advertise it. We're not pulling down statues, and we're not on television talking about it. We're not raising money from George Soros and Stiver and these guys for millions and billions of dollars. We're not hitting up Amazon and Apple and saying a bing a bing. And so we don't tell our story. We should have. We should have probably got half a dozen Hispanic pastors, half a dozen black pastors, and half a dozen white pastors, and let's throw in three Arabs that got converted just for seasoning. And then we go up and we start rattling the cages. We start banging on the walls. We start building the mailing list. We start getting the donors going. We start pushing, traveling around doing TV shows and interviews and just going ballistic. I don't know on what, because you see, we get along with each other, and we're not tending to want to break things and throw bricks at people. But we should be upset about something. We should find something to be upset about. We should be upset about fake news, maybe, and upset about how the left is always trying to divide. We should have actually been proactive. I said this years ago, and I said it a year ago. I said it a year ago. I'm not even going to tell you who I said it to, but prominent African American leaders in the United States. I said, get ready. We should already have our teams going. We should have it. I even got a domain, the gospel in black and white. I got it. But I thought maybe that might be insensitive. But it was black and white because I was talking with some African-American leaders. I said, we ought to have the gospel in black and white because we should be talking already ahead of this because they're going to hit us with racism and we get along with each other, but nobody knows it because we never tell anybody. So they're going to set the clock back and make it look like the whole country is racist because that's what sells. Sorry. Black Lives Matter, you go to the website. It's Marxist, Leninist. It's the destruction of the nuclear family. You know what nuclear is? It's not a bomb. It's not what you dropped on Hiroshima. Nuclear means the unit of a man and a woman and children. They want to destroy men and women and children. Why? Because it's all part of this diabolic plot to destroy Western civilization. They got to destroy man, women, and child. They got to be 3 men, 3 women, 2 men and a woman and a man. And who knows what else is going to get in the equation within the next 5 years. And then, of course, it's going to be, like I said, don't rape women or Black Lives Matter or, don't blow up planes. That's a good movement. Don't blow up planes. I'm all for that. Yeah, so you pick a great title, and then you slip in whatever cockamamie ideas you got, but everybody and their brother's going to be bowing down and taking a knee for the branding. It's ingenious. It's totally ingenious. But what makes it work is the intimidation factor. Because who wants to be, are you against Black Lives? And I've listened, you got to watch, and this is a whole other subject. It's a can of worms I've opened up. I don't care because I know what I'm saying is the truth. You should watch this Candace Owens thing that I watched tonight. I was trying to find it. It's a video. And she was in some kind of event, and it was all, and she was the only conservative there. But they were all talking, oh my God, it was intense and yelling and screaming and this and that. That girl, that woman has some kind of focus. She's like, boy, shoo, she's a strong lady. And so she holds her own. But I'm going to find that for you. I'm going to do this tomorrow. And it's got an interesting name, like a Zoom Fest or Uprising, or it's got some name. I know it's another good, well-branded event. But it's all about the narrative that would help you understand the angry part of the Black lives. I'm not saying there isn't issues. I'm not even saying that there isn't legitimate issues that people could be angry about. What I'm saying is the organization is milking it, and they're milking it for political purposes. And they're not doing it because the rank and file are caring about that. So, by the way, Just one final thought before I ditch the broadcast right now. Has it ever occurred to you the wisdom of God and the Bible that says whatsoever things are good, whatsoever things are true, think on these things, as opposed to people urinating on Washington and lighting his face on fire and urinating on the flag and lighting on fire? One thing Trump said tonight, he said this. He said, I want to see anyone who burns the flag goes to jail for a year. Not 30 days. Some people be a martyr and do it for 30 days and get bailed out by their activist, lawyers and donors in a week or overnight. He says, I want to see a year. Now, how far that'll go, who knows? But boy, isn't that interesting? You burn the flag, you go in for a year. Think about that. Because you talk about re-traumatizing people. People say, well, these statues traumatize me. Well, it traumatizes Americans to see their flag burn. I can make the same argument. It traumatizes me. What's traumatizing you? That traumatizes me. And when you do something that violates someone's sense of sacred, if you took for a Muslim, if you took the Prophet Muhammad, or if you took, the Star of David in Israel, and you lit it on fire and urinated on it, you do something like that with the Muslim, with the Quran, you're taking your life in your hands. You know what? Because when you violate the sacred, you invoke the wrath of the gods in culture. But Christianity and the flag and the Bible, they get ripped apart and torn apart every day, and there's no response, and consequently, there's no reverence. I'm not so sure Trump isn't right. Jail for a year when you desecrate the flag. I'd vote for it. And I'd love to see tests like this come before people in Congress. Like, would you vote for it? Obviously, there's going to be a whole blue territories. Well, no, heck no. But I'd like to see some people, because, some of us are disgusted with the silence of the lambs over here in the Republican Party. What's the matter with them? They got no voices? There's a couple of them talking. The majority of them are all neutered. What's the matter with them? You know what? Because there's hardly anything. There's very little difference between Democrats and Republicans. You know it, and I know it. It's like Mitch McConnell. My gosh, how useless can we get? And then Lindsey Graham. He's in a fight for his life, and sometimes he does the most suicidal and stupid stuff. I mean, sometimes when he's on the right track, he's great, but then he goes back to himself again. It's like he does a mind meld with his departed McCain spirit. And like right now, the president's, he needs him to support him with getting rid of the Southern District of New York lawyers that are constantly trying to get into his tax records. They're still fighting the battle of his tax records and Michael Cohen and trying to find something they could pin on him. And Lindsey Graham basically is like, well, he was with his old buddies in the Senate again, the Democrats. They got to give me the blue slip. I got to be given permission to be able to do this for the president. That he's picking the wrong time to go and become Captain Waffle, because Lindsey needs all the friends he can get. And we need Lindsey to stay where he's at and not flip his seat over and give it over to a Democrat. All right, well, anyway, I got a lot of things I got to say, but that Candace Owens video, I'm telling you, don't get me wrong, that it reveals the depth of feeling and emotion that you need to know about where the community is. But then we need to know exactly why it is that whatsoever things are good, whatsoever things are true, speak on these things. I'm going to tell you something. I have some young people I work with. I got some people that are from that are in poor families, and they're minority households. And you know what? When we get together, my goal for them is to, and their fathers are gone. Their fathers are abusive. Their fathers have left them, or worse yet, their fathers destroy them. So their fathers are like on restraining orders. And so when that happens, like I want to get involved. And in some cases, Annabelle and I we step in as kind of like become parents. We become parents for those that don't have a father or a mother. And I was thinking, I don't want to tear down a young man's, what a bum your father is. I'm just so painful to think about. And then, him feeling like he's useless or he's no good. What you want to do is give someone a destiny to live up to. You want to give them a country that they can live up to. You want to give them, no, we weren't perfect, but we've grown. We're a country that's unique. Why do you think in the Olympics, every country wants to hear their anthem, and they want the gold medal on their athlete, and when they're running, they want to see their guy win. Why? Because every nation instinctively wants something to be proud of, some achievement. We should aspire to nobility. Does this make any sense to you? The big flaw with the left, the suicidal, destructive, satanic, strange, odd sickness of the leftist mind and the liberal mindset and the Democratic brain right now, politically wired, is that it's trying to sell everyone that's young on how to hate their country, despise their heritage, point out every flaw that's ever been done by the founding fathers, to expose the fathers' nakedness. It's the curse that came upon the son of Noah when he revealed his father's nakedness. It's finding anything about somebody and embarrassing them, humiliating them, forcing them to take a knee, and then exiling them, excommunicating them, punishing them for a tweet, a joke, an off-color comment. It's the spirit of the Pharisees, which is why I said it's the same spirit that was against the apostles. It's like the Pharisee spirit on the left. It's coming in America, and it's the counterfeit of the spirit of God. It's the spirit of condemnation and hypocritical, legalistic Phariseeism, and it's on the left. Anyway, this young man I'm with, and I want to give him something to measure up to. I want to give him a sense of identity, not by tearing down where he came from. It's easy. An idiot can do that. But by building him up for who he is, for every right choice he makes, for every smart thing he does, for every courageous choice, for every sacrifice, and then he wants to do little sermons, and he wants me to hear him do little exhortations about people shouldn't give up, people should not be discouraged. Like he hurt his foot, but he got back up on his skateboard, and that's the way it is. You have to overcome. And I'm cheering him on because I got a young preacher, 9 years old, 10 years old, but he's probably gonna be a preacher. Anyway, breaks my heart to see what America gets subjected to and America's youth gets subjected to because they're too dumb in their school years when they're watching cartoons and they're getting propagandized by the environmentalist wacko left that the world is burning and the environment's going to be destroyed and they're not going to have a future in 10 years. And they're sitting there at 10 years of age or 9 years of age or 11 years of age getting sold that stuff because leftists are propagandizing them in commercials during cartoons. And you can't be indifferent. And don't give me that revival solution. Because you know what revival solution? A revival isn't going to change the curriculum on American history. It's going to require maybe a revival is going to wake up. Somebody's going to have the courage to go in. Someone's going to have to do reformation. To change curriculum, it's a reform. To deal with the politicizing of issues with our children is a reform. To keep and guard the presidency is a reform. In other words, there needs to be a reformation. And we are the ones that have a revival. But with or without a revival, a reformation is what changes an institution. So stop looking for spiritual pixie dust to go do the job that you and I lack the courage to do because we keep sending prayers or politicians to go do what only the grace and anointing of God will do through us when we challenge the wickedness of the system and speak up. And I don't care if we speak up and blow it a couple of times. We'll eventually get it right because it's not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, says the Lord. Does that make sense? All right, well, that's the rant for the night. We'll try to break this up into 5-minute rant portions tomorrow. And, Mr. President, we pray for you, and we love you, and we thank you.
Because of COVID. So they delayed it, and I went there. 1,106 cadets were graduated.
So he's talking about the whole thing. Goes on with that story. It's so hilarious.
Our Italian population, we're very proud of.
Well, the Italian population, what did they do? He's talking about the statues coming down. Real quick, then we're going to go. I promise you. Oh, what the heck is it?
And yet Biden remains silent in his basement in the face of this brutal assault on our nation and the values of our nation. Joe Biden has surrendered to his party and to the left-wing mob. He has no control. Does anybody honestly think he controls these radical maniacs? You know what he says to his wife when he's not confusing her with his sister? Get me the hell out of here. These people are crazy. That's what he says. He has absolutely no control. You know, a lot of times I'll make like a speech and I'll have this beautiful paragraph come out criticizing every little aspect of the speech. Beautiful, brilliant. But Joe didn't. And it'll say, a comment from Joe Biden. But he didn't say it. Professional people, students in English lit.
It's like Ocasio-Cortez's
People
tweets.
that are very smart say it. Joe Biden said, and they'll go into this highly complex paragraph, beautifully worded, and I say, Joe didn't say that. Joe doesn't even understand it. And if Biden is elected, he will surrender your country to these mobsters 100%.
He will.
Your 401ks.
Kamala will be president.
Look at how we're doing in the stock
And in
market.
6 months, Kamala Harris, if she's vice president, will become president. Because she's the Soros, Obama, Eric Holder, and what's his name? You know, the consultant. He's their pick. I already know it. Okay, folks. Let not your heart be troubled. I'm not saying that like Hannity, who just says it like almost like a Catholic does the cross. I say it because God is waking us up. He's waking us up. I'm going to show you. There's revival coming, and we already got revival spots all over the country. These places where the fire's falling, we already got the revelation. These places, fire's falling. Angels have been sent to these places. I got spiritual intelligence maps coming to me. We're going to see God's still going to move in the Northeast in a unique way. All right. I'm going to talk to you guys later. God bless you. Those of you that are up, go to bed. Watch Mike Lindell and My Pillow. Watch some commercials. Go to sleep. For those of you that are up in the morning, pray for me that I get up. All right. I'll talk to you later.
Thanks for joining me on this broadcast. And, you know, we could stay connected together. If you subscribe, you're going to be updated on the next broadcast that comes out. And you could like this right here, and we could actually start to create a movement of connected people.